Please subscribe to our channel by pressing the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive updates on new videos.
So I am here today to tell you about what we are going to show you in each episode. What are the segments that we are going to discuss in each episode. Every episode we have designed in such a way that it's a combination of 5 or more than 5 segments. What are they? Of course, this same order may not be followed, but I would like to tell you the segments. There will be conversation, story narration, then you would also find an inspirational incident from great personality's life, or an anecdote, or a parable, grammar, and a quote for you to think over. Now I shall tell you individually about these segments. So first I had mentioned about conversation. So conversation is supposed to be between two people. They would come and discuss some issue before you. Then when they discuss, note down what are the points that they are discussing. You would have a story narration. A story would be narrated to you, and on the screen you find the scrolling coming up. Follow the scrolling and the narration. Try to learn the new vocabulary which is being used, the grammar, the structures, etc. Then another segment where either we would have inspirational incidents from great personalities' lives, or an anecdote or a parable which would be narrated to you. Once again the same point comes in. Observe the vocabulary that is being used, the structures, the grammar that is being used. And in another segment, we would directly discuss grammar for you, because grammar is the backbone of the language. So in the grammar, we would give the explanation for that topic. There will be some nice examples, the usage part, and also exercises which either would be in this episode or the next episode. Now sometimes these grammar issues also, they may not be completely discussed in one particular episode. Sometimes they may be carried over to the next episode and so on. And we would also show you one quote, one inspirational quotation. When that quote is shown, think about that quote, cogitate on it, try to understand and imbibe that idea and follow it in your life. So this is how we have made it a mixture of different things put together, and with the main aim, only one aim, that is learning of English. English is a language, and to learn the language you need to expose yourself to many things. So that's how we have designed these episodes, and I hope you will be able to learn the language quickly and easily. That's what each episode of our telecast would be giving you. Okay? So right away we shall get into the episode. Now we have some grammar for you.
Hi everyone.
Hello ma'am.
Hello.
Good. So last episode we learned that present perfect. So from that continuation we would like to start now. By the way, how long have you been coming to these classes? How long have you been coming to the classes?
Since
Last week.
3 months.
Complete answer. You have been coming
From 3 months. We have been coming since 3 months.
since 3 months? Or any other answer you know? Some correction in your sentence.
We have been coming from 3 months.
We've been coming to the classes for 3 months. Okay, for 3 months. Good. Okay. And Anusha, you're looking a bit tired. What have you been doing since morning?
I was preparing for my exam and I attended an interview. That was really good. And they asked me many questions regarding my resume.
Good.
And later I had
Okay, regarding your resume, they asked you many questions. Acha.
they went through all my resume, whatever I wrote in that my resume. They
Okay.
asked me everything, and then we had a class.
Good.
And after that I
Okay, right. So you have been doing some work since morning. Means you have been attending an interview, right? And you have of course attended now, and a few more rounds are left for you.
this was the final round.
Right, okay, good. So you've been attending an interview. Kaspar Reddy, are you a native of Hyderabad? Are you from Hyderabad? Is your native place Hyderabad? Where are you from?
Guntur district.
Guntur. Then when did you come to Hyderabad?
6 months back.
6 months ago you came to Hyderabad. So for these 6 months you have been staying in Hyderabad? Okay, so you have been staying in Hyderabad for 6 months. Good. Buchi Babu, you are working somewhere I think?
I am working in Amazon Development Center.
Amazon. Okay. When did you get the job?
I got in 3 years before,
You got a job 3 years ago?
but not a permanent role.
Okay. That's not a problem. But have you been working in Amazon only for all these 6 months?
Yes,
For 6 months?
3 years.
3 years. So you've been working in Amazon only for 3 years. Okay. Though not it's a permanent job. Though not a permanent job, but you're almost permanent for 3 years. So you joined 3 years ago. Good. Manikanta, are you also working?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you working?
I am working in Carvi Computers.
You are working as a part-timer in that?
No, ma'am, full time.
A full-time job, right, good. So you've been working in Carvi company. For how long?
For 8 months.
For 8 months. So 8 months ago you joined there. Good, right. Shravani, do you like playing games?
Yes, ma'am, I like.
Right. So if you, what games do you like playing?
I like table tennis
Good.
and badminton.
If you play badminton, one day if you start playing it, how long do you play the game?
30 minutes.
For 30 minutes continuously. Then at 30 minutes you take a break.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you restore the game.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, good. So if at that 30 minutes time, after that 30 minutes slot, if Anusha asks you, what have you been doing? What do you answer after your first 30 minutes of play? If Anusha asks you, right? What have you been doing?
I played badminton for 30 minutes.
I played or I have been playing? You played 30 minutes for 30 minutes, but just then you completed. And you are going to play it again? Right. So I have been. Right. This is where we say have been playing or has been playing, have been or has been plus V4. That means a verb in continuous form. We call it as a present perfect continuous tense. How does this tense help us? What do we express with this tense? What are the time phrases? What is the difference between just completed and still going on? Right? Okay. When you are attending a class now. So when I ask you what are you doing, then you say we are attending a class. But how long have you been attending the class? It depends on 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, like that. See, what you are expressing here is right now is at this moment. That is a very short period of action. Then we say we are attending the class. But if that short period it is extended to, right, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, for a few days slot, then that long duration of time we express with present perfect continuous tense. If you just look at it, you can observe this is not one tense. This is speaking about two tenses in fact. As Shravani said, I have just completed that play, madam, so I said I played for 30 minutes. I have played badminton. I have played table tennis. Because after she stopped it, when I ask, she says I have played. Means by the time I ask her, the action is over. But when I ask you, it's still going on. That is normally you say I am playing badminton. So I have played badminton for 30 minutes. Now I am playing badminton. By connecting these two time periods, we say one tense, that is present perfect continuous tense. A person starts doing something and after some time some part of the work is over. But the complete work is not over. Then as a continuation we use this tense. But for continuation we have a tense called present continuous. We are playing, right? I have played, I am playing. That connectivity we show with I have been playing tennis or badminton for 30 minutes or for 40 minutes for 1 hour. Okay, that is present perfect continuous. In earlier classes, present tense you learnt, present perfect tense you learnt, present continuous also you learnt. In simple present, regular and repeated actions we discuss. So Shravani likes to play badminton, tennis. Anusha is attending interviews. Harika, what are you doing these days, Harika?
I am learning.
You are learning English, right? Kaspar Reddy, how do you come to the institute?
Ramakrishna.
How do you come every day?
10 o'clock.
How do you come? Not at what time? How do you come? Do you come by bus?
Bus.
Okay. So Kaspar Reddy comes to this class by bus. These are present tenses, present continuous tenses. Right. Manikanta, how many days of your work have you finished? How far have you finished your training in Karvi?
2 months. Ma'am.
2 months. So you have taken training for 2 months, right? He has finished it. Now he is continuing it, right? He is continuing working there. So this present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, a combination of all this we can say present perfect continuous tense. So once you start some work here in the past, right? And you have done it up to the present, right? And here in the present, instead of completing this work, you are still doing it, continuing, right? So the work is going on, and now this completely we call as present perfect continuous tense. If it is present perfect tense starts in the past and ends in the present only. So by the time you speak, it's been over. Present continuous means it's going on now. But present perfect continuous is both the cases. Right? Then when you say, she has been playing tennis for 40 minutes. Right. She is playing tennis. Right? She is playing tennis now. She has played it for half an hour already. Means already she has played for 30 minutes and now also she is playing. By this 40 minute slot we say she has been playing tennis for 40 minutes. Right? This is our auxiliary verb, which you call as helping verb also. And this is a V3 form of our B form. And this playing is V4, which is verb plus ing. Because for present perfect tense, we need have or has plus V3. Right? And for present continuous tense, we need a B4, B plus V4. Combining these two tenses, this V3 and this B is expressed as
B.
That's why we have got this structure. Right? This is the life of our tense. Because this is third person singular, we say she has been playing tennis for 40 minutes. If in this place of she, when you make out they, a plural,
Have been.
right? In the place of has, you write have. Rest all you write as it is. Right? Singular plural differences we find only in this case. Right, good. Anusha, since how long have we been enjoying the fruits of democracy?
We have been enjoying the fruits of democracy since many years.
Since many years or for many years?
For many.
Okay, right. Then, do we say that since 1947?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Because we got independence in 1947. So, since 1947, say that sentence. We have been
Enjoying the
fruits of
democracy.
right, democracy and independence. Right, okay, good. When did you join your schooling? When did you start your schooling? When did you join your schools? Approximately 15 years, 20 years, right? 20 years, more than 20 years ago. Because you are all doing your graduation now and some have finished their graduation. So, 20 years ago you started your learning process. Are you still learning?
Yes.
Right? Because learning is unending. So, make a sentence out of it.
We have
been learning
Since
since our childhood
for 20 years.
for
20
almost
years.
20 years.
years.
So, what are these since and for? That we have to see. Since is the beginning, where you start your work, that we call as since. And the whole duration of this work we call as for. So, since we call as point of time. Right, point of time, because here this point we start our work and this for is called as period of time. Usually the mistakes which you are committing now, when I ask in this since and for, this is the main drawback or this is where you people commit mistakes. Right, that we'll see. Now in this case, since is used for point of time, you learnt already. So with since, what are the adverbs of time we use? Let us check out. Since, you can write the years. Since 1947, right? since 2005, since 2014. Has TR's government been in rule, been administrating the state since 2014? Right? Because in 2014 elections, this party came into power. Since 2014, this TR's government has been administrating the state, ruling the state, governing the state. And since how long has PV Sindhu been playing badminton?
Since childhood.
Since
Her childhood.
Yes, 2016 she got a silver medal in Olympics. So to reach that stage, and is she playing now also?
Yes.
So since her childhood, she has been playing badminton, right? She has been playing. So this is basic. And like this age called childhood, since our school days, right? Like this. And the phrases like last year, last month, last week, last Monday, etc. also you can use. Okay. And in shifts of the day, you can also write that since morning. In this last year, last month, last week, last Monday, last evening, last night also we use. But when you say morning and day afternoon, yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, this morning, this afternoon, right? Morning, afternoon, evening, this way also you can use. And then time, exact schedule of time you say, since 10 a.m. right, or since 11:30 p.m. right, since 11:30 last night or midnight. Like this you can go with the phrases 11:30. Like this you say. Okay, since. And for these years, months, dates and all this only, and here also we have dates. Right, dates. These dates come under our 10th of March, right, 10th of March or 16th Feb, those dates also you can. In 4 period of time and all, we see this for 2 years. Many years, right? Like this way. And for 3 weeks, 7 days, like anything in period. Okay. If you say here since July, August, like this, if you write the months names, here we say since here, like for 5 months, 18 months, etc. we can make out. Okay. And here half an hour, 1 hour, many hours. This way also we say. Okay. This is how we connect these adverbs of time with present perfect continuous tense. Right? Okay, good. Go with some more examples. And then maximum our questions are how long or since when. How long or since when. After this you write have you been learning, or since when has she been dancing. Like this you make the questions, WH questions. And then we make questions with helping verbs also, like have. Have you been teaching here for 10 years? Right? Has your friend been studying in this college for a long time? Thus you can make questions, right? Rest of the details we'll see next class with when you come with your homeworks, right? Good. Work on these and collect a few verbs and make sentences like this. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, listen to two friends discussing some important issue.
We live in a society with different people, men, women, children and elderly. We have ups and downs in the society. The biggest downside of the society will be the crimes that are being committed. Now, there are different types of crimes, but what exactly is a crime? Crime is an act that is being committed with an intention or a purpose to hurt the other person mentally and physically, which is completely wrong, illegal and punishable. There are different types of crimes. You have robbery, theft, murder, corruption, but the biggest crime that we see that is most frequently being committed in our society are the crimes against women.
In fact, the reason crimes against women are so frequent is because, according to the National Crime Research Bureau, a woman is being hurt every 3 minutes. Ante prati 3 నిమిషాలకి a woman is being hurt.
True. And this crime is absolutely not acceptable in our society. Crimes against women must be stopped at any cost in our society to grow, to develop and to live peacefully.
Yes. Now there are so many kinds of crimes that are being committed against women. To name a few of them, you have stalking, which is a crime against women. You also have domestic violence. There is homicide for dowry. There is female infanticide. There is also female feticide. And lastly, the most biggest crime against women is abuse.
True. Stalking. Stalking is when a woman is being constantly followed unwantedly and forcefully by a person to an extent that she feels unsafe and uncomfortable, which is absolutely punishable by law and it is completely unacceptable and wrong. Next will be domestic violence. Domestic violence is when a man or a woman is behaving violently against another woman whom they know will be domestic violence, which is also a crime. And we can see enough number of examples of domestic violence to an extent that the National Crime Research says a woman is being subjected to domestic violence for every 7 minutes. Ante prati 7 నిమిషాలకి one woman is being hurt. The next will be homicide for dowry. We all know what dowry is. In the name of dowry, murders are being committed. Homicide is nothing but a murder. Murder of the young brides or women of the house in the name of dowry is nothing but homicide for dowry, which is also punishable crime.
Now let's take a look at the other 3 types of crime that were listed. There is female infanticide and female feticide. Now let's look at the first one. Female infanticide comes from the word female infant. What is an infant? An infant is a small child. It could be a boy or a girl. Now, female infanticide is the crime committed against little baby girls, wherein they are killed at a very young age, and it is a terrible thing to do. So, female infanticide is the illegal act of killing a baby girl before she is born while she is still inside her mother's womb.
Having a girl child is a blessing. When a baby girl is born, we say, Intiki Lakshmi Vachindi. And one day that girl will grow into a woman and help the society. There is a famous quote by Swami Vivekananda which I want to add over here. It says, if you educate a man, you are educating someone else as well. But if you are educating a woman, you are educating the entire society.
Wonderful words by Swami Vivekananda. Now we'll come to the last and most frequently seen form of crime against women, and that is abuse. Sadly, abuse is seen so often. Abuse is the illegal act in which a woman is hurt without her permission, sometimes even forced, in such a manner that she is affected mentally and physically. And it is the major kind of crime that we must stop at any point of time in order for our society to continue living peacefully.
True. Now, how to keep yourself safe from such kind of crimes? Now, all you women need to be aware of your rights. Be alert. Be aware of your surroundings as well. If you feel that you are being offended at any point, be bold, put a stop and say no. Alert the persons around you and ask for help.
It is important to know the limit of tolerance. That means how much can you tolerate. You should always be within that limit. If you feel that that limit is being pushed, inka na valla kaadu, and if you feel that way, you must put a stop to whatever is happening. Sometimes it is not possible for us women to run away from a situation where we feel unsafe. We cannot go anywhere. In such circumstances, it is important that we know how to defend ourselves. Hence, we recommend that all girls from a young age learn the act of self-defense. There are so many ways in which a girl can defend herself. She can learn karate, she can learn kung fu, she can learn taekwondo. There are simple exercises also that we can learn and put into use whenever we feel unsafe. And it is necessary that every one of us learns these.
So, let us all be alert, let us all be aware and responsible and do our best to keep our women safe.
Let us listen to a story.
Here is another story, The Carpenter's House. You know, carpenter is a person who makes furniture and does some carving on wood, etc. An elderly carpenter was ready to retire. He told his employer about his plans to leave the house building business and live a more leisurely life with his wife, enjoying his extended family. Extended family is like he has got his grandchildren. So now his mind is on his family only, so he would like to spend more time with his family. He would miss the payment check, but he needed to retire. They could get by. That means they have another resources to meet their expenditure. The contractor was sorry to see his good worker leave and asked him to build just one more house as a personal favor. See, the contractor liked his work, the carpenter's work, and actually he didn't want his carpenter to leave his work. But as the carpenter decided to retire, so he requested him to stay back for one more house to build for him. The carpenter agreed, but it was easy for anyone to make out that his heart was not in his work. Like with the force of his owner, the contractor, he agreed to build another house, but absolutely his mind is not here with him. It's with his family only. That's why he couldn't pay more attention. He restored to shoddy workmanship, and use inferior materials. It was an unfortunate way to end his career. So he knew that he was using cheap material and he was not showing his interest, but he was helpless. When the carpenter finished his work, the builder came to inspect the house. The contractor handed the key of the building to the carpenter and said, "This is your house, my gift to you." God, what a shock, what a shame. If only he had known he was building his own house, he would have done it all so differently. So usually we do so. Sometimes we don't have attention on our work. But if it is our work, definitely we try to pay more attention. But if it is others, we just leave it carelessly. So as the carpenter. Now he had to live in the home he had built none too well. See, what an irony. He built the others' houses wonderfully. He showed his craftsmanship there, and everyone praised his work. But very unfortunately, he built a house where he didn't pay his attention, but in that house with low quality, he had to live. So it was with us. We built our lives in a distracted way, reacting rather than acting, willing to put up less than the best. At important points, we do not give the job our best effort. Then with a shock, we look at the situation we have created and find that we are now living in the house we have built. If we had realized that, we would have done it differently. Think of yourself as the carpenter. Think about your house. Each day you hammer a nail, place a board, or erect a wall. Build wisely. It is the only life you will ever build. Even if you live it for only one day more, that day deserves to be lived graciously and with dignity. So how long we live in the house or how long we get the profit from our works is not important. If it is for one day also, we have to give our best. The plaque on the wall says, "Life is a do-it-yourself project." Your life tomorrow will be the result of your attitudes and the choices you make today. So, look before you leap. Take the decisions wisely. Think twice before doing anything, because it is your life. You are the great architect of your life.
Now, listen to this parable and try to find out the language elements.
Good day to you all. This is English for All. In this session of the episode, we are going to listen to a parable, which is a moral story. And after listening to the parable, we will discuss a particular moral from it. Hopefully, you understand the moral and enjoy the story as well. Varsha, would you like to narrate it?
I would love to. Once there was a greedy man. He was so greedy and selfish that he only thought of himself. He was a rich merchant. His name was Sam. All he wanted was to acquire a lot of money and save it. And he didn't have the nature of sharing it also. He had a lot of workers working under him, but he hardly paid decent salaries to them. One day it so happened that he had a small bag that contained 50 gold coins, and he lost that bag. Now he searched high and low for the bag, but he didn't find it. He asked his neighbors and his workers, everybody, to join in the search. They all tried to search for the bag, but in vain. Suddenly, after a few days, one of his own workers found the bag, and he brought and he gave it to Sam. He said, "Master, here is your bag. You said you had lost 50 gold coins. Please count and see." Then Sam, he took the bag. He was very eager. He was very excited that he found the bag at last. He opened the bag and he tried to count whether there were 50 gold coins. As greedy as he was, he tried to play a trick. He counted and there were 50 gold coins in the bag. It was his bag. But what he tried to do is, immediately after counting, he said, "There were 75 gold coins in this bag. You have taken 25 of them. You stole them from my bag. Give my gold coins back to me." The worker was completely taken aback by this reaction. He said, "Master, I have never done anything like that before. I have never stolen from your bag, and neither I have the habit of stealing. So I have not taken anything. Please excuse me. Maybe you are wrong." But Sam didn't agree. He said, "No, I know there are 75 gold coins in my bag. You have taken them." The worker pleaded for innocence, but Sam did not listen. So finally, they took this issue to the court. The judge heard both sides of argument. While Sam said that "I am 100% sure that my bag had 75 gold coins in it," while the worker pleaded his innocence and he said, "No, Your Honor, that had only 50 gold coins, like how my master said initially." The judge also knew that the worker was telling the truth. So he once again finally asked Sam, "Are you sure that your bag had 75 gold coins?" Sam nodded vigorously and said, "Yes, my lord, it had 75 gold coins. I am 100% sure of it. I am telling the truth." Then the judge passed the judgment. He said, "Okay, in that case, like how Sam is telling, he had lost a bag of 75 gold coins and this had only 50. So obviously the bag of 50 gold coins doesn't belong to Sam. If somebody had lost the bag of 75 gold coins, then I would declare that bag belonging to Sam. Nobody has reported a bag of 50 gold coins missing. So I would reward this bag of 50 gold coins to the worker as an appreciation of his honesty." That was his judgment. Now what do we understand over here? Sam's excessive greed and his nature of wanting a lot of money and not sharing to anyone else had unnecessarily brought him in trouble. Initially, had he agreed that that bag belonged to him, which was originally the fact, it belonged to him, then he could have got his 50 gold coins and the bag to him. But he said it had 75 gold coins. He thought by asking like this, he could actually acquire that extra 25 gold coins from his worker. That greed unnecessarily lost him the 50 gold coins that he already got. Whereas the worker who proved his innocence and he said that there were 50 gold coins and he did not touch any. Even the judge heard his story and found it to be true. So, because he was so honest, the judge also gave him that 50 gold coins back. Now what we understand over here is not to be too greedy all the time and not to be craving for money. The lust and that greed for money doesn't go anywhere. You should not be so greedy to always want something all to yourself. Had Sam been a little liberal and thought of it, then he could have had his gold coins and everything would have been normal. But here he tried to be a little more greedy and he tried to punish his own worker. So in that case, he lost his bag of 50 gold coins as well. What we should understand over here is not to be excessively greedy. Learn to live happily with what you have. If you lost something and somebody has found it, just be happy about it. Just thank the person and you can take it. Instead, he tried to play a trick. He wanted to cheat and take that money. Any money or any success that you get out of cheating, out of robbing, or out of deceiving a person is not what you have earned, which is completely wrong. That is what the story tries to tell. What you have is what you earned. So always earn for it and not try to rob or not try to deceive a person.
As you said, anything that is acquired by cheating or in a untruthful manner does not last for long.
Does not last for long.
And that which is done through sincere efforts is what is everlasting, will stay with us perennially.
Exactly, the same thing happened in this story as well. I'm sure you all caught the essence and learned not to be so greedy but to be happy with what you have and earn for whatever you need instead of cheating or deceiving or thinking in an untruthful manner. I'm sure you caught this essence and I am sure you enjoyed the story as well. Thank you so much.